Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Higgs. It's Thursday, the 12th. The 12th of December? Holy cow. It's Thursday. Doug Upstone, Matt Fargo, NBA free pick video today. NBA, it's a wacky schedule this week. You got like 6 NBA games. Actually, I shouldn't say 6. Like 6 college basketball games, 2 NBA. No football anymore for college. We're in bowl season. So it's a little flipped around schedule this week. But still, hit the like button. Cost you nothing in the like button. We're ready to hit you with 3 free pick winners today between the Raptors and the Heat, the Pistons and the Celtics, the Kings and the Pellies. Like, subscribe, notification bell on so you know when we do our daily free pick videos and our live shows. Football Friday Live, Marc Lawrence tomorrow and myself, Monday Night Live. Mr. Doug Upstone came in there with a little prop action on the Monday Live. Matt was there, I think, 2 weeks ago. He came in on the Monday Night Live action. So check that out, 7 p.m. Eastern here on the Winner Circle YouTube channel. But again, these are our free picks. And how do we do last week on the free picks? It was NFL week, so that doesn't count because we're talking NBA. But
all right,
gamblersWORLD.net for the premium stuff, folks. And with Christmas right around the corner, we got the 12 days of Christmas. We got a banner. Excellent. The old 4 for 3, the old 3 get 1 free. Why not roll it out for another weekend pass? Because there is college bowl game action. There's, we have the Celebration Bowl, we have the Army Navy Commander in Chief Bowl, and a full slate of NFL. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Add a little Friday college hoops in there, or Friday NBA, however you want to work out. Maybe you want a Tuesday. Maybe it's a loaded Tuesday slate. You want that college basketball. Get the 4 for 3 deal. 12 days of Christmas right now, gamblersworld.net. On top of $69.99 pass for a day. Covers whatever packages are rolling out. And on an NFL Sunday, that's probably 3 packages for most guys. Save you a little bit of money. Also saving you money, a 3, 7, and 38 package. Because if we don't show you a profit over that time, we credit you back that time and you go at it again. And the leaderboard. Hello, see how we do in each sport. Broken down for you. Doug's NFL, NBA, hockey, Matt, the same, whatever sport. We have a leaderboard for you to take care of. Find a cap you like. Get on board today. I think I covered it all. $69.99. Oh, and I didn't even mention NFL. $199 for the end of the season pass. And the 12 days of Christmas. I got to get a little Christmas hat to wear. I'm fat enough to be sad.
What am I wearing today?
You got the red sweater on.
Should I get mine? I'll get mine.
Is that red and green? You got the Christmas colors on?
Yes, sir. And I had them on Monday too. I forgot to mention it. And so each show I'll have some Christmas theme right through the Christmas season. I know the former host of this place never liked when I did that, and that's why half the reason I did it. So
why would he like Christmas colors? What's wrong with that?
I don't know. He didn't like me either wearing it or talking about it. So that just gave. Then I went into my Sean Higgs mode, and that just gave me the incentive to want to do it more.
Listen, you're not going to get red or green for me because I don't have a red or green polo shirt, so I don't have that. Maybe I'll throw on like a Buc-ee's shirt with the little beaver, and he'll have a little hat on or something. That's about as festive as I get. Maybe a hat, maybe some kind of dollar store light necklace. We'll see. I got a red Solo cup. That's about all I got. But my water's in a bottle today, so I don't even mind using it.
Christmas presents, my man. Christmas presents. Get that red shirt rocking.
You got the red and green on. I got blue water and I have a red Solo cup. But Matt Fargo's got the snow. He's got the snow in PA today. He's ready for December up there. He's looking out the window. He's annoyed.
No, it's horrible. First of all, Sean, it's out of New York, not PA.
Okay.
Second of all, yes, 21 degrees here, and this is what we're used to. I have to embrace it. So it is what it is.
You reached out. I thought you could pull up a bag of Epsom salt because you're out there shoveling.
Right, exactly.
I thought you were in Northeast PA. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. No, we're close enough to where Jim is. We're pretty close. It's been a slow week, right? With no college hoops, really, no NBA. It's like, but we're ramping up on Saturday. Big slate on Saturday. So as you mentioned, get that long-term pass. and we'll get you good for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday with 2 NFL games on Monday night. And can I vent for a little bit?
Go ahead. I love venting.
The NFL schedule. What is going on? We have a great game tonight, great divisional game. We have one on Monday. Sunday, not one divisional game.
That's right. They're good games, but they're Steelers, Eagles. It's
great games. There's some great games. And I was looking through the schedule, and they ramp it up a little more next week, a little more, and they're all week 18, which some of those games might be meaningless. They're going to be rushing starters. Playoff spots are already secured. Play these divisional games now, when everybody's playing, when it means something.
Go ahead, Doug. What were you going to say?
Yeah, no. I mean, I get what he's saying. I mean, from that standpoint, it's just, this is just how they design. This is like how they do the schedule now almost every year. Like the last 3 weeks are more divisional games, and seeing there's only 6 anyways that you play, they're kind of hamstrung. I do like the fact though this week we get because I think there's only 3 times a year now that they do this, and the last week has always been one of them. But you got double header games on both networks on the late game. Okay, so they both have them. So that's how everybody's going to get Pittsburgh and Philadelphia and Buffalo and Detroit. So that's a nice little extra bonus for everybody.
Right. I'm looking at the schedule now. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games at 425. So if you're a red zone person, it's great, because normally there's like 3, which are like, yeah. Now you have 5. So it's good now for sure. I agree with that.
Like you said though, this is like a bye week for the teams, because we talked about the Steelers or like the Bears, like teams you look at look at the second half of the schedule. Like, the Bears have the Lions twice, the Packers twice. They play the Vikings. Like all their games are backloaded in December. And as you said, okay, I see the standpoint when they do the schedule whenever in May or whenever. Like, hey, we'll make it where these games will matter, right? Because you think the team still has a shot to maybe get it if they split the first games, and these games will mean more. But if they go 0-3 or 0-4 out of conference or out of division, then you got a bunch of – then it turns into a little cluster action there. I gotta say, though, I'm annoyed at the NFL schedule, because if you pull up some of these bowl games, you're talking the playoff games – the college football playoffs are up against NFL doubleheaders on Saturday. Yep. For those of you who do not know, do you want to watch Clemson or Texas? No. You got a Steelers versus the Bengals game or something on next Saturday.
Yeah, they've done that forever, and that'll be. And that's it's by the way, the times haven't been decided yet. In the
I
game.
understand. NFL, they're going to do what they got to do on Saturday, Sunday, because they take over Saturdays. College football should know better, because the NFL ain't going to budge. The NFL, for the love of God, just put 3 games on Christmas to piss off the NBA. They think they care about you?
Absolutely.
We're so worried about player safety. We're going to change our schedule, play games on Saturday and on Wednesday. We don't even care. We don't even care about you guys. Like, college football should say, all right, if we're going to have a playoff, have it. They play during the week anyway, right? They get a week off. Play them on a Friday night. Play them on a Saturday. Have it away from the other game. All right. So if you got to play at noon, I don't want to hear college football like this should be a prime time game. You're not going against the NFL. Put it at 2 o'clock in the afternoon before the NFL starts at 4 and 8 o'clock.
Yeah, we talked about this. We talked about it earlier this week. Like, there's some action for the last 4 weeks of the season. Put some of these playoff games on a Thursday and a Friday. And they'll get so much more viewers, because if they go up against Saturday, Sunday NFL, then they're probably not.
Well, they got Friday night. Yeah, I'm sorry. They got Friday night, and then they got the early window game. Yep. So they avoid it there. But when are they? The problem is, when can they do it though? I mean, because then you still have Monday Night Football, so you could only do like one game on Monday. So I mean, the NFL is just a pig, and so you have to work around it. I mean,
you got the doubleheader on. I would do a doubleheader Friday and a doubleheader Saturday if you want to do 4.
Yeah, I agree.
Why wouldn't they? What's going to happen in 2 years to go into 16 teams?
Who's gonna be able to watch a game at 3 o'clock on a Friday? Eastern.
Not my
time.
problem.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, you'd make it, but I mean, again, it's TV. You know, I mean,
it is.
You know, so
TV.
I mean, you're not looking to have 2 million people watching it. You're looking to have something like this to draw 6 million. And so for you to have 2 million, so I mean, I think they're just caught. There's nothing.
How the heck are they making it work with 16 teams in 2 years? How's that working?
Yeah, that's another story. Yeah, I agree with that.
No, I'll give you one better there. How about those teams? There'll be no SEC champion. There'll be no championship games. So this week here, where we got Army Navy, you're going to have playoff round 1. You're going to have playoff games here. This is where the playoff games start. They want to do playoffs. Do you want to have 16 crappy? You're going to have 10 crappy teams in the playoffs. Yeah, start them this weekend. Then you got your Friday, Saturday double, or one Friday night game, and then two Saturday, or three. You do 3 Saturdays, or even 4 Saturday games if they really wanted to.
Yeah. Well, one advantage though they do have is that the games that are going to be on next Saturday, or a week from Saturday, those are on the NFL Network. So that's one advantage that they will have, because not everybody gets the NFL Network. And that's always when they've been on since they started that. Well, actually, they've always had games on Saturdays. They just haven't always, but they went off the network, the regular networks, to the NFL Network instead.
See, YouTube TV up their prices.
Right.
So you need YouTube TV, which is now $1,000 a year, whatever that comes out to. It is. You need Paramount. You need Paramount Plus. You need the NFL Network. What other pay channels do you need? You need Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime, and you need Peacock. You need them all.
And people laugh at me when I say I don't watch football.
That's why cable was the worst thing ever, because you had so many channels you didn't watch and everything else, and now look what the prices are, of these things. So it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
But Doug is right. When it's about TV, it's about money. Like going back to baseball, like these World Series games, they don't start till 8:30 at night, and for a family who wants your kids to watch, they can't watch these games. It's too late. They have to go to school next day. But you can't start it at 4:00 because people on the West Coast aren't home yet. And I get it, but it's like just trying to find that happy medium is hard. It comes back to money and the TV. Unfortunately, that's what it comes down to. But
eventually they'll switch baseball where it'll be like on a neutral site game somewhere, like everybody can watch it at the same time. We'll just have it on Saturday and Sundays, double headers. They should do that. You want to save money? Double header on Saturday, Sundays for the World Series.
You're talking about baseball double header Saturday and Sunday going up against the NFL. That's why you're not a programmer.
No, I'm just saying, like, how are they going to get their? There's no. It's always an 8:05 start because, but again, who's California? I mean, you hear about the traffic. Who's home? These people don't go to Dodger games until the 5th or 6th inning. Like, they don't care if let's be honest, they're not watching the Yankees or the Red Sox or whoever's. If the Dodgers aren't in, they're not watching the World Series. They don't care who's on the East Coast. Yeah, they're not watching.
That's a problem that baseball has created on its own. So that's a whole other story for another time. Yes,
you have a fan base that follows. I mean, listen, I love baseball. I don't watch just random World Series. I'll watch beginning of the year. I'll watch a bunch of teams I like watching, but that's a handful of people. Where the NFL has 18 games, you could watch every one of them and be invested. You can't watch 195 baseball games. You just can't. That's a lot of baseball.
Not the whole game.
You know what I'm saying? But it's for the time frame involved. I love baseball. It's my favorite sport. It is my favorite sport.
Mine too. It is.
Me too.
Go ahead, Matt.
No, I was just saying, me too. I love baseball. I love it. But during the regular season, how many baseball games do I watch full throughout the season?
No.
6.
5? Right?
It is.
I listen to a ton of games. I on the MLB app. Actually, my preference. I probably said this before. I don't think Matt's heard it, but I actually like listening to the radio broadcast through the MLB app. And the reason is because they have to talk more. It's not just about the picture. So, and I'm not going to deny that's kind of how I grew up on it anyways, but I just like the flow of listening to a game because they're painting a picture, for you. And they're talking about a lot more stuff. So from a betting standpoint, you also get more information when you're listening to it. And I don't know if you saw I don't know if either one of you ever listened to the MLB app or whatever, listened to this game, but Tom Hamilton from Cleveland got into the Hall of Fame yesterday, broadcaster's wing. Guy is, with Vince Scully out, arguably the best, in my opinion, the best baseball broadcaster there is, does a fantastic job, enthusiastic for both teams, and is just super knowledgeable. And I'm glad he got the honor. That's it's deserving, believe me.
The baseball on the radio, like you said, you got to fill in the blanks. You're just not watching a stat come across underneath a guy. Hey, he's hitting 367 in the last one.
Right.
They're talking. And then when you hear, like, you got the crowd, you hear people kind of chant a little bit. And then the crack of the bat, you can kind of think like, oh, that sounds like a hit. Like, you hear the crack of the bat, and you could think in your head, boy, that's got to be a hit. It sounds really good. Like, I'm with you on listening to a game. That's an old I know people don't like that, right? They need a picture and they need to be involved. But the old listening to even a football game, when I remember listening to car, be like, oh, left to right on your dial, we're going across the field, blah, 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 blah. It's like, and your brain, as stupid as it sounds, you got to think a little bit because now you got the layout in front of you, right? He's telling you how it is, and you're thinking, you're driving, you're doing whatever. And you're like, all right, I see this playing out. Left to right across your dial here. It's a handoff. He's going, and he fakes the one way, and you see it. Like, there's something about listening to a game. I like it. I agree. I don't know. We can talk about old school stuff like this all the time, although the people are probably like, hey, you're on YouTube, folks. We do videos here, all right? We don't want to hear nothing. We need stuff in front of us. Again, hit the like button here on the YouTube channel, notification bell, subscribe. Free picks, gamblersworld.net for all the premium content. But free pick number one, we're going to head into Matt's play here. The Raptors and the Heat. 10-point favorite in Miami. 224.5. There were some rumblings about Jimmy Butler getting dealt. I mean, they're really going to throw in the towel here. They won 3 in a row. Maybe they're kind of turning the corner here. One way for me to look at this is the only way I'd be on this game. And NBA, I am 3-4 in my NBA bets on the site this year. That's how I am in the association. That's how much I love it. College basketball, 117-96. 7 games in the NBA. Not my favorite sport. But you're going to give me the Raptors getting double digits. You're 1-11 on the road, but you're 17-8 overall ATS. I think it might be for me, it'd be the dog play here based on their numbers, but not my game, Matt. What do you think here between the Raptors and the Heat?
I know, no betting allowed. I'm surprised you're doing this tonight, Sean. I'm really surprised. But
where else are they going to go? NCAA? Where are they going?
I actually have a premium on the side in this game, so I'm going to go with the total here. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I think it's overinflated. They played twice this year. Both went way over the total. 233 and 237 with the totals at 220 and 221. Now it's up to 224.5. Not a big jump, but it's enough. A bucket in the NBA can count. And I like the under here. It's contrarian. I go contrarian as much as I can. Miami has gone over in 3 straight. It's just one of those games where it's like everybody's going to expect this game to be very high scoring. I don't. I think it's overinflated, and I like the under in this spot.
Matt Fargo, under 224.5 here for his NBA free pick selection. Again, this is Matt's free pick. You want his premium action? Listen, it's Thursday night. I don't know if he has NFL for today or for Sunday or for Monday, but he's number 2 NFL capper at gamblersworld.net for his premium stuff. Free pick, though, under 224.5. Doug, thoughts on this one?
Well, I agree with Matt, but I'm going to go just a slightly different direction. I'm going to go with a player prop in this one, and this is not many people are going to get this because I didn't know this either. Who's the number 5 rebounder in the NBA? I'm not going to wait for your answer because I know you're not going to have it. Jacob Okay.
Total.
From Toronto, key center, for those that don't know. Number 5 rebounder in the NBA. He averages 11.6 rebounds a game. His total on this one is 11.5. Here's the thing, though. He's only surpassed that total once in his last 7 games after going 5 for 5 before that. And in this one, I think he's going to come up short because when I looked up the numbers in pace, Toronto is number 11, but Miami is number 28. And especially at home, Miami tends to dictate the pace of play. The Raptors average 91 shots per game, but in their last half dozen games against Miami, that average has dropped to 85 shots per game, which is a huge drop in this one. So to me, that means fewer rebound chances. So I'm going to go total under 11.5 on the under 11.5 rebounds for this play.
I just ventured into one of my offshore PPHs here, and under 11.5, I think you're in the right direction. They have it juiced to 145.
Okay.
So juiced up there. So they're in agreement with you on that one.
Yeah, because it was 115 earlier.
Yeah. So that looks like a good move there, folks. You know what? You want to save your 145 and just go to 11 and maybe get a flat 100 or maybe a minus 105 a little better. Man, 145 for me might as well be a minus 280. All right, listen. Under 224.5 though, official pick for the Thursday video. Up next, we're going to talk about overvalued, inflation, little taxes on teams. The Boston Celtics, thought of as a pretty good team. 12.5 point favorites here at home. Off a loss, total 227. 9-15 ATS. You're going to pay a little bit when you want to bet on these guys. That's the way it is. You get the marquee kind of name. They tacked it on a little bit there because then people aren't going to run away from them, especially in a spot where they're coming off a loss. I think the best team in the league, probably up there. I'm kind of a Thunder guy myself, but do you want to lay 12.5 at home here, Doug? Or maybe a total?
No, I don't. Boston, especially knowing that Boston's 2-9 against the spread in their last 11. But even though Detroit's not a whole lot better, they're 3-7 in their last 10, but they have those 3 wins have come in the last 4 games. So I'm going to look at the total. These teams played 8 days ago at the same exact location, the TD Garden, and Boston won 130-120. On the season, the Celtics are giving up just 110 points per game. But you know how it is with defending champion teams, okay, and other top teams in the NBA. In December, early January, sometimes that interest kind of wanes a little bit in this one. So in these Celtics' last 4 of their last 6 games, they've given up anywhere from 115 to 229 points. Now, Detroit has given up 121 points per game, okay, in their last 6 trips to the court. These two teams are 5-1 over more recently, and at TD Garden, they are 10-3 over. And here's the clincher for you. Okay, when a total is 220 to 229.5, and the home team shoots 36.5% or more on 3-pointers, and they're going up against a defense that allows a higher percentage than that, and they have made 2 straight games. They've had 2 straight games making 16 or more threes. The over is 31-8, which includes 3-0 this season. Taking the over 227 on this one.
Over 227. I actually have a little lean over. That was my thought coming in if I was going to do something in this one. So glad I'm on the same wavelength as you. Matt, thoughts on this one? You're going to make it a trifecta on the total, or you're going to go somewhere else?
Absolutely. Dougie, I just saw that stat where the place I'm looking at right now, the exact same one, 31-8 to the over. And there's another one right above it. But the over road teams were revenging 2 straight losses where the opponent scored 100 more points. Well-rested team, playing their second game in only 7 days, 26-6 to the over. And what are they? 3-5-1 to the over the last 6 meetings. Yeah, I like that. And if you have to take a side, honestly, Boston's overpriced. They've been overpriced all year. So if you want to play a side, I think Detroit is the side. Just Boston's being shaded way too much still. But, yeah, Like the over here for sure.
So it's a trifecta to the total. Official play anyway on it is going to be over 227 for Doug Upstone, but we all agree with the over here. Over 227 for Doug's free pick. Again, if you head on over to gamblersworld.net for premium stuff, Doug is having a pretty good run overall. And, of course, his hockey's been really well. NFL, he's been really hot of late. Can't beat him 10 and 3, 10 and 4, 10 and 6. You know, not too bad.
Yeah,
not too bad. Hitting 56%.
College football as well. Yep. 13
and college footy.
Yep.
There you go. Premiums at gamblersworld.net. As I said, the 12 days of Christmas have arrived. Go get a 3 for 4 or 4 for 3, however it's worded. There it is. It's on the bottom. You can't beat it for $99. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and a Tuesday. You want Tuesday action? Maybe you want some Friday action. Maybe you don't want Saturday. Maybe you want Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday because you're a basketball cat. I don't know what you want to do. It's up to you. You have free will to decide. Get the 3 for 4 or 4 for 3 or the 3, 7, and 10. Make the smart money move. Get on board at gamblersworld.net. Matt Fargo, Doug Upstone, myself, and 11 other handicappers have you covered for Christmas. Cash under the tree. Cash envelopes. There we go. It's like in Goodfellas. It's Merry Christmas, and here's an envelope full of cash money for the kids. Although gift cards, there's probably say the kids like gift cards. They don't like cash. It's weird. My nieces don't send me a check, and send me a gift card. All right, whatever, kids. Anyway, I'm a gift card and cash guy. I'm Italian. You think I'm giving out freaking gift cards? I'm cash heavy. Speaking of getting the cash, the Kings and the Pellies. Boy, the Kings are getting the cash. Are you kidding me? 140 in back-to-back games for these guys. Now they find themselves a 6.5 road point favorite here, total of 231.5 against the Pelicans, the Woeful Pelicans. I was writing down like, man, they lost 2 in a row, 8 of 10. I'm like, wait a second, they're 5-20 on the year. They lost, they're 5-15 the last 20. This team is an absolute train wreck, a horrible squad. Now, as I mentioned, you got the Kings coming in. You drop 140 and 141 back to back. Maybe a little bit of an inflated line. Is it worth a play here? They're kind of rested, right? We got the in-season championship cup going on, so nobody's played since the weekend. You got 2 games here, 2 games, 1 game. A couple teams back in action. I'm going to look. We're going to make it a trifecta here because I got a total myself in this one here. It's a total Thursday here on the Winner Circle YouTube channel. I'm going over. You score 140 and 141 in back-to-back games. I think you kind of found something. I think you found a little niche. Something's happening right on offense where you're scoring some points. And if I look at the side of this, like you're thinking, okay, they're scoring really well. Let's take them as a road fave. Well, in this price range of 6.5, both of these teams are on 4 and 6 runs. So I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to get away from that. I'm going to go to the total because they have gone over this. Well, you throw this total out here, and both teams are going to hit this one. And again, I'm going to lean to the fact that you score 280 points in back-to-back games in the NBA. Even it's a 3-point fest, what it is, and it's not the old school NBA we're used to. Something is clicking on that offense right now. You got a team that has 5 wins on the year and is a cluster. I'm going to go over the 231.5 for my official show pick here. Matt, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I was looking at the numbers right now. I remember last year, Sacramento was one of the best teams as far as efficiency-wise on offense. And this year, it's kind of been slow, but you said the last 2 games. But honestly, they're number 7 overall in offensive efficiency right now. So their offense is solid. They just, for some reason, they just haven't clicked. And like you said, maybe they found something. And now they're going against one of the worst teams in the NBA, the 3rd worst defensive team in efficiency. New Orleans is going nowhere. It's a high total, but you know what? I think that's the only way to go. I think it's the only way to go in this spot. And Sac has gone over, for the last 5 because their offense I think is getting better. And New Orleans, they've gone over in their last 4 because their defense stinks. So yeah,
exactly.
I like it.
Again,
I like it.
A team that's scoring 140. You see the 6.5 thing, they should blow this team out. Well, let's be honest. They're going to kind of come back to the pack a little bit and get into the 120s. But you have another team that's going to kind of rise up a little bit. I think it's going to be I sort of think that the Pellies cover, which is going to tell me this is going to be both teams in a 120 kind of area. So, again, another reason why I like the over here. Doug.
Yeah, you guys are talking about something's clicked, and I think what's clicked is that they finally have figured how to play with DeMar Rosen. Okay, so I think that's the big thing. I mean, there's a lot of talent on that Sacramento team. I mean, you look at their first 6 guys. Is that it's hard to? I mean, there are teams that have their top 6 players. There are teams that are better, but there's not a lot of them. Okay, especially on the offensive end. Now, if they could just go do like football, have an offensive unit and a defensive unit, then Sacramento might really have something here, like a football team, as Jim Rome used to say, in Sacktown. So you have that. Now, New Orleans. I mean, who's surprised that Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson are both on the shelf again?
Yeah,
absolutely nobody. Okay, these guys are always hurt. So. And then I read earlier today that the franchise is considering maybe moving one of them, if not both. And here they are, just at 27 and 24 years old. Here, the thing, when I first looked at this, it was 5.5 this morning when I first looked at this on this. So that's why I was definitely more towards taking Sacramento here, even despite the fact that the Pelicans are on runs of 6-0 straight up and against a spread and 8-2 straight up and against a spread. But here's the thing: the straight up winner in this game is 10-0. Okay, in the last 10. So I think Sacramento can win. And if that's the case, I'm willing to lay the somewhat heavy points against a really bad New Orleans team.
So Doug likes the Kings here to get it done, which is fine, because if they're going to get it done, it's not going to be 107 to like 86. No. It's going to be, they're going to get into the 130 range, and the Kings or the Pellies will be about like 108 or something. So my over is still safe with Doug's interpretation of this game, folks. And as you said, Zion injured. Remember in the offseason, it's like, oh, I'm in shape. I'm ready to go. I mean, where are you going? To the buffet again, Zion? I mean, like, this guy. And listen, I'm a chubby guy. I get it. You know, I get having money.
We all are.
But you make $30 million a year. I wish I had a personal chef for my family to come in here and just make you chicken all day, so I don't have to go grill flank steaks for dinner tonight. I'm doing flank steaks. So I'm going to slice them up for nice fajitas. But I mean, come on, fella. This is a guy coming out of Duke. He thought he was going to be he's the next whoever. Insert name.
Who's going to trade for that guy right now? Seriously, like, yeah, he could have been a generational player.
For him, but you're not getting what you think you're going to get for him.
No, absolutely not. No. Like he lost weight, and this was the year, and he's been on the shelf for how long now?
2.5 weeks, I think. And it's at least, and there's no timetable for him to return.
Exactly. Yeah. And I feel bad for the guy. Like he is a talent, and he could have been one of the greatest. Like when he blew out his sneaker at Duke, that was a scene where, like, oh my God, this guy is special. That doesn't happen. And then he comes in overweight, whatever the case may be, but he was that talent, and he just has the injury-plagued history, and nobody wants to buy this guy's contract, right?
That's the thing. He's got a contract, and he's got a history. How are you getting a fair value for him?
Right.
Unless you're just dumping him.
Yeah, I would hire Grant Hill's trainer. That's what I would do, because Grant Hill was basically the same player, hurt all the time. Then he got to be like 29, and all of a sudden he played like 4 seasons almost uninterrupted.
Do you think these players today have that same kind of mental toughness that those guys had in the 90s?
No.
These guys when they were in 7th grade, they're being told that they're the best thing since you're better than Michael Jordan, or you're better than Kobe. These guys are coddled from such a young age. This is why I think the product in the NBA is garbage. You have guys, one and done players in college come in. They can't shoot jump shots. They just want to shoot 3. We joke about free throws in college. It's terrible. There's no fundamentals. The product overall is bad. And now you got an injury-prone guy making $30 million a year. You feel bad for the Pelicans. I mean, where are you going as a franchise? where are you going?
Yeah,
and the NBA makes it so difficult. At least let's give them that. At least they make it difficult. You can't just unload because their dollars got to match up. It ain't like the NFL where it's like, oh, we're going to cut a guy and then we're going to eat his cap for 2 years. That NBA, you trade a guy, it's got to kind of match up. It's not like baseball where there's no cap. I'm like, all right, we'll pay Bobby Bonilla until he's 74 years old, and hey, we won't pay Ohtani. We won't even pay Ohtani until he's 55. We're going to send him a minimum check every year for $200,000. I mean, NBA at least they try to rein it in a little bit.
Right. It kind of sucks for Rose. I mean, as a roster standpoint, a year ago with McCollum, Zion, and Ingram, like those top three, those are three solid players. That team should have been able to compete. And it's just injuries just hurt these teams. And, obviously maybe their bench isn't as good, but I don't know. And as you said, the NBA is a broken product right now. I haven't watched a full NBA game in I don't know how many years. Just can't do it. A team could be up. The team could get up by 20 points after 3 quarters and still lose. You can't watch an NBA game until like 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And that's not basketball. It's just – and like you said, it's all about personal goals, and that's pretty much it right now, which kind of stinks. Back in the days when it was, Celtics, Lakers, Magic versus Bird, those were great games. The Pistons, the Bulls, just great, hard-fighting teams who wanted to win. Now it's just like,
Go ahead, Doug.
No. I mean, I don't sure. I understand what you're saying. I mean, I don't think the product is as good as it used to be, but I think has to do just honestly. I just think it has to do with like the big problem in sports is analytics. And I understand their place, but
three's more than two.
It's too analytics driven. Yeah, I mean, so I mean, Boston now is averaging almost 50 shots from 3-point, a game, and they're the best team in the league. So what's everybody going to do? They're going to try and emulate that. So there's part of your problem. I mean, when Golden State was doing it, I mean, people can complain about Golden State, but tell you what, when you watch how they played, it was really good looking basketball. I mean, they had the ball moving constantly. They would have guys driving to the basket for easy shots. It's completely different as opposed to just running. I mean, in terms of literally how far these guys even run anymore, other than the big guys. I mean, if you're a guard, you're running 40 feet at a time back and forth because you're hanging around 3-pointers and you're defending against a guy for 3-pointers. So you're not running to corner. You're not running, 90 feet. I mean, it's just
90 feet. You're not running like 40 feet. You're staying at the logo, basically.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm saying 40 feet. I mean, back and forth. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just different.
Matt you go top. You go top of the key to top of the key, back and forth, top key.
Yeah.
You're right. You're exactly right.
Just it's a different game.
We're gonna put a little Christmas bow on the show in a second. Someone tweeted out Pat Riley, one of the newspaper articles back in the 80s said, "Don't be friends with these teams in the playoffs. Like you can't be friends with somebody on the other team." He's like, "That's not happening." And now you see guys are like, everybody's buddies, chummy. Where then there was no buddies, bro. The Pistons hated the Bulls. They hated Larry Bird. They hated the Celtics. They hated the owner. They hated the fans. It was, you just did not like the other team. That's the way it was. Now it's like, hey, fellas, we're all
together.
Let's go out.
No,
all right.
I agree. Yeah, it just
putting bows on the show and Christmas dressing. We got a nice red sweater and green shirt from our guy Doug. The 12 Days of Christmas has begun at gamblersworld.net, starting with the old 3 for $4 or 4 for $3, however you want to take care of it. $99. Go get it. Use it for the weekend, midweek, however you want to break it down. It's your choice. It's like you're picking your own Christmas gift here at gamblersworld.net. 12 Days of Christmas have begun. And that is the first deal of the day, or days, I should say. But there's other regular packages are up there as well. 3, 7, 38 packages, which are guaranteed over that time, or we credit you back. We got the daily special, $69.99. We got the NFL early bird or end of season early bird, however you want to end. Late bird, I don't even know what it is. It's the end of the year, $199. Go get it. Premium picks. Your free picks, one last time. Doug Upstone is going over the 227 Pistons and Celtics. Matt Fargo under the Raptors and Heat 224.5. I will go over the 231.5 Kings and Pelicans. Tomorrow, NFL Live with Marc Lawrence at 1 p.m. Eastern. Put your notification bells on for some NFL free picks. Have a great weekend, gentlemen. I'll see you next week. Good luck to you.